Tracy, I love you so
Get
much.
my act together. Now we're live. Oh my word. So
There we go.
once again, you guys, I slept in this morning, so I'm all out of sorts. I don't usually sleep that late.
Well, and me too. My coffee broke. I still have no coffee maker.
Oh no!
Thank God for the jar of instant, but it's like the cheap instant that I get
Ew.
for the craft room. So it's like,
Oh, crafty instant. I gotcha.
yes. So I'm like, oh my God, this is disgusting. It's only good for dyeing paper. That's it. But
Still nobody in the chat, but they're probably like thinking, boy, that's a flaky person right there.
I think what I'll do is I'll write in the old one, started new live.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I'm going to share it in the old live. Oh no, I don't think I can.
Oh Lord.
That's all right.
Let me see if I can. Where were we? Okay. Yeah. I am just so lame on my Mac. So lame on it. Channel. Content. Live. Okay. Part of it is I have to grab my keyboard every time I want to copy something. That's so annoying.
Yeah.
Dang it, Bobby.
I can't do anything Apple.
There's Jim.
There's Jim. Good morning, Jim.
Okay. I can't do anything either because I don't know where the old stream is. I wasn't there. I didn't have it up on my anything but start. We'll just hope for the best. It's
we'll do it. They know we're here. Good morning, Diane.
We're here somewhere, you guys. Somewhere. Morning, Jim. Morning, Diane.
We got this. We've done this before.
Yeah, a couple times, yep.
Feels like Monday, right?
It is. I'm just eyeballing how much 7 inches might be. I don't feel like getting out my big trimmer. I am just, nah. Okay, no, it's still too long. So for the fourth time now, Dawne, because I'm such a space cadet, I'm putting upside down pages in my shirt. And Dawne,
yes.
Hit it, Dawne.
Sorry. Oh my God, that's so funny. I'm just finishing up some tags and covering my book journal, kind of tying up loose ends, pretty much. Yep. Good morning, Ramona.
Morning. Listening while you drive. Be careful.
Yes, be careful. Don't get distracted by our craziness.
Insanity. Okay, I don't want this to be, maybe I do want it to be stark black and white. Maybe that's just going to be something quite different.
And for those of you that might not know, I decided since I was doing a book journal that I would cover it the old school way, like we used to when we used to cover our books with paper bags or newspaper, as Tracy mentioned.
Yeah,
I thought it was
paper grocery sacks, because back then we didn't have plastic.
Exactly. So I am using a repurposed. I'm repurposing a piece of wrapping paper that Willie got on his birthday present. I was like, I'll take that. Hi, Miss Wims.
Hey, Wims.
So good to see everyone.
Yeah.
Glad it's Friday.
I'm glad I woke up alive.
Yeah, same. Or I wouldn't be in the live.
Right. That would suck.
I mean, not that it started out, like.
Oh, my word.
I love it. I'm sorry. I don't know what gave me the giggles. I gotta have a sip of coffee.
You're just a mess this morning. That doesn't want to stick down, so I'm going to help it with something. Let's see here. Let's grab a washi.
Yeah, so I really like this.
This is my favorite washi. I'm going to be sad when I'm out.
Oh, what's on it? Rainbows?
Just, yeah. Little rainbow colors. I don't know. Just
Nice.
like marks.
Do you remember where you got it? Maybe you can
No.
go buy a case of it.
Nope, I can't do that either. When I run out, I'm out. That's that.
Yeah. I hope your birthday card comes this weekend.
It might have come yesterday. I don't know. I don't know if Mike checked the mail. I don't think I've set foot outside in days since it's been in the hundreds.
Oh, what is up with the weather? It's just so weird everywhere.
I know it.
I got caught up on the storm chasers the other night. Oh my goodness, I couldn't go to sleep. Willie kept looking at me like, "Are you ever coming to bed?"
Who was it?
It was a bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
Brandon, is it Brandon Kopic?
Brandon,
yeah, I don't know. Shoot. Yeah, it was him, Corey, someone, Ryan, someone. There were a couple that you could tell they all knew each other. I think they all know each other anyway,
they
just
do.
like us crafters,
Yeah, pretty much. They've got this little community.
But man, I watched some storms hit the ground in Dakota, North Dakota, South Dakota.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was the freakiest thing ever. I've never
Jim, it might be. I may have gotten this in a. Oftentimes, when what's the name of that company? Ranger has their grab bags. I grab.
Oh yeah, Diane. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he was one of them. Oh, thank you, Wems.
Gotcha. I watch a local guy, Evan Freiberger, and then I watch Ryan Hall once in a while, and I love Reed Timmer. I just love his personality.
Yes, I watched him. I watched Freddie, someone, Reed Timmer, and I did watch Evan. And I liked his channel because he shows you multiple of the chasers.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to really bounce back and forth. I was like, oh, I like this guy.
Yeah, no bouncy, please. I'm looking for something here. I'm looking for stuff to put on here that I don't have to make myself. Oh.
Well, that's what I did. So I went through I have like a little bin, like a letter drawer.
Uh-huh.
And I stuff all of my little makes when I'm like practicing backgrounds or cutting out dies that I practice with. This was a gift, I think, from Abraham. But I take all this stuff and I just stack it. So I grabbed that this morning and I thought, you know what? I'm going to see if I can find some ready-made things.
Yes. This paper is actually kind of a tool. I don't know if that'll work out well as a pocket, though. Well, Lord knows I have a mountain of backgrounds, so I'm going to revert to those.
Yeah, that is pretty cool, Jim. He says he loves how the washi breaks up the black and white pattern.
Yeah, and I'm going to put a pocket on here that further breaks it up. I just have to decide what, not that. Too clashy. too flashy. This is kind of hurts my eyes in such a large installation. Oh, maybe.
Oh, I kind of like this to layer for my cover.
Oh, neat. Good morning, Delina. Yeah, sorry for the confusion. I am a full-on space cadet this morning, apparently. I had us on the wrong channel. All the things. I think I'm going to make this into a large puck. No, it's just the colors are wrong. I like it with the black and white, but I don't like it with those.
Oh man, I like this. So I think I'll put that aside.
So,
I don't want to make my cover yet, but I don't want to use something that I might like for my cover. So I'm kind of auditioning things. This is so sparkly. What do you think of this flat piece? Like there's texture in it, but there's no shine. I just kind of want to dull down a lot of the sparkle. I like the sparkle.
Yeah, that works. It's almost like putting vellum on something. Right.
And this owl is on vellum. I'm pretty sure this came from Happy Mail from Abraham. We'll send a little make.
This is too stark. It's making me a little nuts. I'm going to have to tone it down.
Oh, thank you, Jim. He posted that you started a new live on Facebook.
Oh, thank you.
And good morning, Regina.
I think I'm going to go with it. I want to use an ink, not enough. I say pink and then I grab Mermaid Lagoon or Mermaid. I have to be careful because this is, I made this houndstooth pattern and printed it out on my inkjet. So my inkjet printer isn't worth a beans with regard to ink staying where it's supposed to when you get it wet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and you get that dull smudgy effect.
Uh-huh. I forgot what I needed this houndstooth for, but I needed it for something.
I love houndstooth. That's what my ex's interior of his car, the seats.
Oh, he got classic Camaro?
Yes, he did. Oh, that's so cool that you recognize.
I know the car. My ex
had
a refurbished one.
Oh, sweet. He had
it cost a fortune to get it reupholstered.
Yeah.
Back to original.
Yeah, he had a 69 Camaro SS Indy 500 pace car.
Red one?
It was white with the orange stripes. It was on the cover.
Gotcha.
Yeah, on the cover of Muscle Car magazine back in the day.
Oh, sweet. That's everything.
I loved driving that thing. And then he switched the transmission from automatic to manual.
No fun. So, there would be no second gear scratch with that. I love doing it. It's been a long time though.
Well, he switched it over so that he could have the gears, you know what I mean? So he could he added like a nitrous kit and all this stuff to it.
Hi Regina, good morning.
But yeah, it's a fun car.
Let me just grab a dirty brush of some sort. Let's get
So I always look for file folders in the office department at the thrift store.
Uh-huh.
And if there's only one kind there, I don't really notice that they're different. And I'm going to notice from now on because this one, I grabbed a stack and they're so flimsy compared to these.
Yeah, they are.
These are
less than 110 pounds.
Oh my gosh. And it's like, it almost feels like construction paper.
Oh, wow. Oh. Hi, Jay. Good morning, Irma. Hi, Amalia.
Good morning, Jay, Irma, Amalia. Hello, everyone. What Tracy said.
Yeah, we had a rocky morning.
We got where we needed to be, though. Thank goodness.
I have drawers and drawers full of ephemera. Drawers. But I have tags already made, so.
Oh. Yeah, that seems to be. You know what? I think I'm just going to start just mass making all over again. I forget that, after a while things run out.
Yeah. Eventually you need. Let's see. What do I have here? I've got my flowers. I've got my doilies. And it's always that whole trust the process deal here. When you're doing stuff like this, at first it might look really wonky and funky, but you got to just let it be and keep going.
Right. Yeah, I just didn't think I used that much up. But I guess I'm making more than I realized.
Well, I bought, paper pads and stuff, but they're all fairly themed. And so sometimes in that case, it's very hard to get, a cohesive. If I've got, like, I couldn't do pink Victorian florals over here. I mean, I could, but I wouldn't want to. It would make me nuts. I would go crazy.
Right. That's the thing, trying to match stuff up. So I can't remember who I was watching, but they were making a ton of ephemera that was just neutral with book pages. Yeah. And then I was like, I've got to start doing that. And then just add the color, later.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my brain doesn't go in that direction, and I thank God for YouTube videos.
Uh-huh. Yep. Inspiration.
Yes.
Let's see here. What have I want to put on? I'm just trying to reach for anything that's near me.
Me too. Well, I'm tethered.
Oh yeah, you are actually tethered too. Definitely not tethered, but I'm lazy. I'm just tired this morning. That's all. Do you ever get more tired if you oversleep than if you got up at a normal?
Oh yes. Oh yes. That's why I'm loving this watch. It's not an Apple Watch or Samsung. It's a cheap one off of Amazon.
Uh-huh.
But I love it because I used to think, oh, I got a good night's sleep.
Yeah.
And then, and I really didn't. And I didn't realize how much less of sleep. And it measures your deep sleep and your light sleep. If you do a lot of moving around. And then when your breath changes and how you go into a deep sleep.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to know. I probably would get freaked out. I'm a terrible hypochondriac.
Oh, I like knowing it because sometimes I wonder, did I get 8 hours sleep? I've been averaging, and this is what's shocking. The older I get, I guess I only need 5 to 6 hours of sleep.
Oh.
Which it's what?
And that's pretty much typical on the average. How much I do sleep is about 5 hours. So if I fall asleep watching TV at 7 o'clock at night, 2:30 in the morning, I'm wide awake.
Exactly. Yep. Same.
Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to have to quit reaching for one because there's nothing much left near me. What's in that? Okay, I've found a little box over here with full of stuff, but what's in it?
Good morning, Cordelia. You must have your power back.
That's right. I forgot I stuffed the box with all these pieces that I made from Lynn's and the Pink and Main, Wonder Die type things.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
funny. I found a bag full of those too the other day. That's funny. I was just condensing all of my mesh bags of projects that I started. Because Crop and Create, they're sending their boxes out. So,
oh boy, lucky. One of these days, I doubt, but one of these days, I would love to play that game.
Yes, that would be amazing. I would love it if you could. Well, one of these days, I'm hoping I can get to a place and pay it forward and gift someone like Judy did me, last year.
Oh, yeah. That was sweet.
Yep. So this year, well, I like, what's nice about that is when people gift you things like that too, it also exposes you to things that you didn't know about to decide if you want to do it yourself.
Right. Exactly.
So I loved it. And I was like, yep, I'm doing this again.
Now I'm kind of not loving what I just planned there. As I explained to everybody about how to trust the process. That's actually a sticker, but I'm going to make it a non-sticker. I'm not loving the combo here. It's kind of hurting my brain. Let's see what I can do. What can I do?
Yeah, I'm kind of running into that with these colors. I don't like the colors mixing.
All right, I need to do something about this. Not loving it, not.
Oh my gosh, that's scary, Cordelia.
Oh, good morning, Cordelia. Oh, you had power and stuff issues. Oh, you poor thing. Those trucks are so loud and they just keep them running and running and running. And you're like, for crying out loud, do you have to have that thing running constantly?
Exactly.
I don't know if painting this will do anything or really mess it up. Okay, I'm going to pull this off. Because I like this. I just don't love this. Wrong color for what I'm doing here. I just can't decide what to do.
You sound like me this morning. That's what you sound like. My brain, what my brain is feeling like.
I know, Cordelia, old people, because Dawne and I were just talking the other day about how the older I get, the grumpier I get. Like, intolerant of bullshit.
And just to clarify, I didn't say the older she gets, the grumpier she gets. She said it.
Still kind of see the houndstooth under here.
Oh, extra tags. Oh.
Oh, I like that. I want that. Cordelia says she's Funny Bones has a sentiment stamp that says something like I'm wearing my grumpy pants and they make my butt look amazing.
That's awesome.
Look at how weird this just doesn't show up on here really at all. You can't. Oh, you probably can't see that, but
I'm leaning in.
Show up more.
That's why I like the replay.
Okay, I like it a little better, but I'm still not in love. So don't forget it. It's just a silly phase I'm going through. Shut up. That's what happens to me. Somebody will mention a song and it's stuck there for the day. Okay, let's get a stencil. I haven't given up yet.
Don't give up. Just do it.
Do it. Just do it.
Well, I kept saying to myself I was going to cut tags and get some stuff put together for today, so I would be more ready.
Whatever.
What
we like about this show is that we don't care. We're just doing our thing, and that's that. Okay, so I could use. You know what? Let me just look at something. I think I might have something here. And I know Amalia's going to be more familiar with this stuff. This is velveteen glaze, and it kind of dries matte. So I'm going to try it. And I haven't barely used it other than scraping it onto something, because to me it feels, or at least at the time that I bought it, it felt a little more runnier like paint. So,
Sweet.
And I am anti-pixie spray. I will not use it. Let's see. How do I want to approach this?
I've never used that stuff either.
I bought a bunch of it because I love the colors.
Of the pixie spray, I mean.
Oh, no. Yeah. Forget that.
Jim says, what about inking your pocket? I don't know if that was for me or for you.
Well, I did ink the pocket some, just around the edges. All right. I'm just going to go for it with this stuff and hope for the best.
Yes, just go for it.
It's just, like I said, it's really runny. I was trying to think of ways to make it thicker. Oh, that's not bad. Not terrible.
Yeah.
I don't want my pages to stick together.
Got some wax paper? Or, oh, you don't want to smush it, though, if it's loose. Can you dry that?
I think so, yeah. It dries matte, which is cool. I'm just looking for my paper towel so I can clean off my stencil. Ah, crap. We won't talk about the whiter I'm getting with my old age.
Yeah,
the harder it is to bend over and grab some. This weekend it marks 15 years that I lived here in Alabama. Like, I can't even believe I made it that long. You're right, Cordelia.
That's right.
Old people are grumpy because they're in pain all the time. Or tired. Like, I need an old people nap almost every day. And that's what I call it. I call it my old people nap.
Yes, I'm a napper. Daytime napper.
I don't know why it is, but I have the best dreams during the day.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Is this dry? It's not really dry. Look at what happened to my underneath page, though. Oh, well, that's okay. We live with it. It'll dry. You know what? I wonder if this stuff splatters. I bet it does. Let's find out. Yeah, I'll be doing this. Didn't buy anything for SBC Fest, but I will be watching / attending. Okay, so if I want to splatter this, I really don't want to. because I don't know how it's going to wash off a paintbrush.
Gosh, I want to layer this and I can't figure out how I want to do it. Maybe I just don't layer it right now. Just don't do it, Dawn.
I just don't have any choice but to use a paintbrush here. Do I have one I'm willing to ruin? Yeah, this dollar store one. I don't even know if this is going to work. Not really. Oh, no, it just globs. Okay, that doesn't splatter. This is really kind of, like I said, my first time playing with this stuff. The ink does come through a little bit. I'm moving on from this because it's not thick enough for my taste. I know there must be a way that you can thicken stuff like this. And I'm thinking, I bet if you added a little bit of plaster of Paris, that would do the trick.
Yeah, I didn't. Sorry, I'm late to the game. I didn't do the SBC Fest stuff either.
Well, I'll watch, and probably I have something in every single category that's similar. I'm going to do an experiment here for you guys. I'll be right back. I've got to grab my plaster of Paris.
Love when she does experiments. I was telling Tracy the crop and create for scrapbooking cards today is shipping. They started shipping on Wednesday. So I should be getting that hopefully in the next 10 days or so. So that was my big spend for this year.
You guys, this bucket of plaster of Paris is probably 10 years old. And that's the lovely thing about plaster of Paris is it lasts forever. As long as you keep it in a dry place. So this is a humongous bucket of it, but I use quite a lot of it. All right, so
well, that's cool.
Get out our beakers and such. And I just wonder is how much it's going to lighten the color and so on. So I'm going to just get out a scoop. Because see, this stuff is almost like paint, this velveteen glaze. But it is matte. Well, it dries matte.
So Jim says, what about mixing with grunge paste? And Delina says, could you mix some into the Tim Holtz texture paste?
I'm sure I could, but either way, they would kind of lighten up. I would lose the originality of the color here. So I have about that much. Let's drop that in. And I do have some sculpting molding paste. Okay, it's going to need more than that. I need it to be much, much thicker. It would help if I had a sifter so I could sift this. Okay, that's a lot. That's about a half a teaspoon right there.
And that's a dry tub, like of powder?
Yeah.
Okay, I have that too. Ooh. What can I use it for?
So there I've got it much, much thicker. And I really didn't lose the integrity of color, and that was what I was most concerned about. So here's a little scoop without it. It's just slightly lighter. Let me put the lid on this plaster of Paris before I have a terrible accident that I don't want to clean up. What if I use a translucent paste? But what it's going to do is because this is so watery, I'm going to not get as much. I'm thinking, this is a theory, okay? But plaster of Paris seemed to have worked very nicely to thicken this up. Now, let's test it. I'm going to put my stencil down and rub it through. Much nicer. Okay, yay. So I'm more likely to use this stuff because it's not so thin. Because I feel like I could almost paint with it. And I don't know if it's supposed to be like that or if there was an issue. I've had it less than a year. Let's give it a dry and see where it is. Hi, Bill.
Hi, Belle.
Don't make assumptions that it's dry just because the top layer dried. I feel like this might crackle.
Ooh, that would be fun.
It's puffing up now, which is okay by me. That's just because I have the heat on it. Let me get up close so y'all can see it. I know it's hard to see in StreamYard. I'm going to find a way to stream through OBS because I know you can, so that myself and my guests can zoom in. Yeah, the plaster of Paris, well, it's still a little damp. It's damp on this other side. But it worked interestingly. It did give it a little bit of a grit, so I would recommend, get out of my way. I would recommend maybe sifting it before you put it in. But overall, I like the impact that it had, and the fact that it works. Hi, Chow. There.
Hiya,
now
Chow.
I like this page much better. Oh my word, the things we do.
That's good.
Right, so just
it looks good.
If your stuff has gotten thin, I mean, I bought this plaster of Paris partly because I wanted to make my own chalk paint, because it's so expensive. But try plaster of Paris. It's cheap. And I only needed about maybe 3/4 of a teaspoon to thicken up that little bit. And it worked amazingly.
Okay. Where's that page?
All that time just to get this one page done.
Well, I can relate.
I haven't tried making my own crackle paste, but I know if I heat this long enough, it will crack because I've, made stuff out of it, made sculptures with it. I'm just kind of holding this down. I hear my phone buzzing, but I don't know where it is. Somebody's messaging me, maybe telling me, hey, something is XYZ, but I don't remember even bringing my phone in here, so never mind. Typically, I don't. Morning, Maddie. Okay, that upside down page is repaired. All that work. Let's find another one, and let's try some more plaster of Paris stenciling. Okay, this page. Oh, that's too bad. I only need to really cover this and that. I like this. I like all this. Even though the woman's upside down, I don't mind because it really doesn't matter. I got you, Cordelia. And I mean, there are other brands of crackle medium that might work better. Okay, let's get some more. I wonder what'll happen if I put plaster of Paris into that Simon Hurley Lunar paste. It would lose its shine. I wonder who. Do-do-do-do. Let's see, what's the predominant color on that page? Blue.
Oh, I feel like I'm all over the place this morning.
Just here grabbing. Oh, curious. Now that we're playing games, I'm super curious here if I can make my own texture paste with just the plaster of Paris.
Ooh.
I mean, I know I can, but how it will work. So I'm going to pour a little bit down on here. And I'm going to add some Aquafine watercolor ink. Start with 4 drops and see where I get.
Oh, I'm interested to know this.
Oh, I'm going to need a lot more water. Okay, let's put some distilled water. That was about 4 drops. Some companies might be mad at me if this works.
Come on now.
Okay, now it's a little runny, so I'll have to add more. So a little bit of science here. I'm going to need more plaster of Paris.
Love science. More science than math. Yes.
Yes. Although science isn't science without math, but I don't need to know the math portion.
Right. That's what I mean.
I mean, but we are doing math here. We're doing part to part. And if I were to measure this, I would probably measure it out in grams. And then translate it to teaspoons, tablespoons, whatever. Okay, so far we've got a good paste, but it's not quite thick enough for me to like go through a stencil and stay kind of, firm so that it doesn't just run right through.
Hey, Maddie. Good morning.
So that was just 2 or 3 drops of a watercolor ink and some plaster of Paris, probably a tablespoon, maybe less, and maybe a teaspoon of water. I'm going to do a little bit more. It's still not quite thick enough for me. Now, what if I wanted some shine here to this? I've got mica powder, but I have no idea where it is. Because I bet you could add mica powder to get a shine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I've got a paste going there. Let me find a stencil.
I know. I have that whole container or box of mica powders that I got at the thrift store. I need to figure out how to use them more.
Right. I'm sure they would work fine in this. Now this is a little dry. I probably could have left it a little bit more wet, but boy, doesn't that work lovely.
Tim Holtz Spritz Spray, Jim says.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. I've got a little bit left here, so let's just try a drop. Let's do the fossilized amber. Yep, and I have a whole thing of mica powders, like 50 colors, somewhere around here. Okay, here's the Tim Holtz Spritz Spray, and I just put a couple of little drops in here. I think you're going to need more mica than we're going to get out of the spritz. This stuff is pretty opaque, and it's pretty much just drowning the mica. The thing about plaster of Paris is it dries really quick, so you want to get it used right away. See, it's already drying. Now let's dry this and see if it flakes off or if it sticks. And I probably want to just add a little bit of water onto my stencil. Press that down onto there so I don't waste it.
There you go, Cordelia.
I think, if I'm thinking scientifically, I think if you want this to not dry so quick, you might add a drop of glycerin. Hi, Gloria.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Gloria. Oh. Oh, gracious. My gosh, you guys are watching me fiddle fingers. I feel like I have two left hands.
So here's the verdict on the plaster Paris. It's very dry. And so, like, for instance, it becomes quite chalky. So it's going to flake off. See? It'll flake right off. No bueno. So, obviously, adding a little bit isn't going to hurt because you already have whatever kind of binding substance is in here. I just have to find some way to bind it. Find a binder for it of some sort. Maybe xanthan gum. Yeah, maybe. Stay tuned.
Good question. Good question. I took chemistry, but I never really studied it hard.
Yeah, I hear you.
All the properties.
Happens if I wet it? Will it melt? Well, it's not melting so far, but it's not going to stick either. So our page over here, this is sticking just fine because the velveteen glaze has the binding agent in it. All right, what time is it? Oh, I don't have time. I was going to say I'm going to try one more thing, which is to add a little bit of glycerin. Just do a small amount. That's alcohol. Where's my glycerin? Hope I don't explode anything.
Yes, please no exploding on the live.
I put about 8 drops of glycerin in there. And let's do mica stain instead of mica grit. Yep, I'm playing chemistry. Hey, Abraham.
I love that. Hey, Abraham.
Okay, and then the rest is going to be water. I mean, you could obviously add Elmer's glue, and that might help. too thin. Need more. Yeah, totally. You totally lose the mica when adding it to the plaster of Paris. So it's a very matte substance.
Okay. Time to pull out the big guns here.
Which is why people use it to create their own chalk paint. Probably got too much now. Yep, I did. Now it's just thickening up like a goober. More water. I'm making a mess. I'm making a mud pie. Make a mud pie. So what we did find is that it does work to thicken up the velveteen glaze and doesn't seem to have too much of an impact because the velveteen glaze is already matte.
Oh, Abraham, maybe your ears were burning. I was talking about you this morning. I'm using a piece that I believe you sent me to go on the cover of my journal.
Okay, so I placed some on with some glycerin. This will be the last experiment.
Oh, hey, Beth. Good morning.
Hello, happy place crafting.
That's Beth.
Beth, hi Beth. That's right, I forgot already. Okay, so absolutely no mica shine coming through that plaster of Paris. Let's dry it. And I added glycerin, and the point of that was to try and see if I could use it as a binder, but it probably won't. Yeah, it didn't work. It doesn't make a difference if you add glycerin or not. So
no, good to know.
It's still chalky, so it'll rub off unless it's on a very thin application. Now I don't know if I let it dry for 24 hours if that's going to be the same case, but I do like how the leftover kind of stencil wetness is settling on here.
Thanks, Abraham. I thought so too.
Yep, wipes right off. Okay. I mean, at least behind, whatever pattern you laid, but otherwise it just wipes right off. Good to know. Let's check this other page. And then I've got to close for the day because we're time's up. This is still damp, so I have to let it dry completely. But it looks like it will flake off too. All right. No,
that's funny.
You guys don't have to do it.
No selling here.
What's that?
Beth says, I'm so happy you're on. Every channel I went to this morning was trying to sell me something, and I can't resist all the temptation.
I understand completely. And I mean, honestly, I'm guilty of it too because I'm on design teams. But typically, I'll only talk about the product and not say, oh, you have to go buy it or it might be all gone. Because, you know, I am guilty of FOMO myself. And so
she just verifies the quality for you all.
That's right. That's right. And I do like to show alternate ways to use the products you have. This is okay. We'll make a little plaster of Paris. I'll have to try modeling clay next, but not today. Because we are out of time. Glossy gel medium, maybe.
That's what I did.
Who is Reese, Abraham, and Regina? I don't know. I don't either, Cordelia, and especially pretty shiny things. That's right. And Simon Says Stamps has their stamp timber coming up starting, what, Monday? Sunday? Sunday, I guess. Sunday's the 1st.
Is it? Oh my gosh. Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh. I get to flip my calendar.
I've done a lot of spending on that, but not this year. This is my doctor month, so all my money's going to my prescriptions. Oh, tools are definitely a weakness for me too. And I saw something come up on HSN yesterday, this new cutting tool. And it reminds me of the Tim Holtz, rotary trimmer. But what it didn't have that I didn't like, and when she was demonstrating, it worked out okay for her, but it didn't have any kind of guard or anything to hold your paper down. So I couldn't understand how, if you were to run something along there, how the paper wouldn't buckle up underneath without something to hold it down. And that thing's like, I don't know, $129 on sale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's cool though. I mean, I like the cutting stuff. A channel, nothing to do with crafting, everything you do with grifting. Well, I mean, and there's a fine balance too. I mean, there are a lot of people who really rely on that, and I'm one of them, but I'm not a pusher. So, but really rely on and count on that affiliate money.
Right.
Yeah, it'll cut fabric. She showed it cutting fabric, but not like a flimsy piece of fabric. It was like a piece of what you call felt. But so, like on any trimmer, if I just say took this trimmer right, oh look, oh shoot, glad I didn't lose that die. It was just laying there on the trimmer.
Oh goodness.
I know where it goes. This is going to hold my paper down, but if I'm sliding something across here and I don't have anything to hold my paper down, what's going to happen is the paper is going to, wait, I can probably better demonstrate here. And on a very thin piece of paper, this isn't actually paper anymore, but if I don't use this, if I take this guard off and I just chop this, see how the paper, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of hard to do. Well, let me go solo.
Oh, if it kind of buckles up.
Yeah, it buckles up. And so I can see that happening just the same with a rotary trimmer. And so I don't have a straight cut because it buckled.
Or snagging, like a rotary trimmer, it could snag, It's not taut, I would think.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that made me decide that not only do I not want to go in debt for it, but I don't think I want to even try it. It would depend on the return policy, but I just feel like, you can demonstrate all you want, but unless you're somebody that demonstrates and tries to break something, it's not always a fair demonstration.
Yes. That's what we are, product testers. I'm rough on things, so I always say if it can survive me.
Right, exactly. And, I mean, there are a million products out there that we already have. Okay, we already have that. You don't need the brand. You don't need a purple one. Okay,
Right.
or a pink one. Look, I'm the most guilty of it. Back when I was working, I bought everything. I bought it all. But that was I kept justifying by saying that's my savings for my retirement. And now that I'm retired, I have everything. So I don't need a brand new purple one, or I don't need a new.
I want to sing that song. I need a brand new something. What's that song?
But Abraham says if there's a yellow one, but the pink one.
Yeah.
You guys, you see? That's it. And companies rely on us to think that way.
Uh-huh.
And I'm guilty too. I'm definitely guilty. I mean, I bought all these glazes, sight unseen, untried, because they were on sale. Come on. Come on. What's wrong with you? So yeah, I understand. Back to what she was saying, I understand about the issues of difficulty of jumping on channels that sell a lot of stuff. Is that we want to buy it,
right? And especially if they're good at their job, because there's no way you're not leaving without buying it.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, hitting somebody in the FOMO is a low blow, but it works.
Hitting with FOMO is a low blow. I love that. I'm going to use it.
All right, you guys, we're gonna head out now that we've had a little philosophical discussion where we really are supposed to be just crafting.
Thanks, Beth.
Looks like Dawne got her cover cut done, so I'll go ahead and I'll do our solos, and then we will do our let's see if I can remember how to do a solo. Okay.
Click my.
Yep, I see it. There we go. Here's Dawne.
There you go. So this isn't buckled or anything. This is just the way the water and the ink laid on this black cardstock, which I love. But I just did the traditional book cover style cover since it was a book journal. And this was a piece that was gifted to me from Abraham, who's in the chat, on some vellum. And I love that the owl is shiny and kind of ties in the glittery shine from the cover. But I'm going to add some little book, what are those, photo corners?
Oh, yeah, that'll look cool.
And a title at the top.
That looks awesome. I love how you did the cover. I'm glad I got to see it up close.
Yeah.
And that owl is perfect.
I love this. And Abraham, it's just multiple layers of stacked die cuts. Love it.
How thick.
So it looks
Oh my gosh. Don't look at what Regina's saying. Now, everybody who watches the live replay will definitely wait for the chat. I'm not repeating it.
I love
it. Okay, now let's go. And I don't have a lot to show. I'm kind of lame right now, but well, we experimented. And plus, in my apologies to everybody who came in and got lost. You weren't lost, I was. So my work was with upside down pages because a lot of what I used was brochures folded. And so I ended up with upside down pages. So this page, I originally put a houndstooth pattern. Oh, look, it made a pocket. I put a houndstooth pattern on it, and it was too stark for me. It made me kind of crazy. So I redid everything and did that page. And then this is with some velveteen glaze, and then some velveteen glaze that I thickened up a little bit with plaster Paris. And so far, so good, but I have a feeling it's going to rub off. We're going to find out. I'm going to let it dry and cure. And then I did also kind of try to add that, and see, this is just flaking right off. No bueno. I like what it left behind, but it's not exactly the impact I was looking for. And then this right here, I added glycerin to it, and it's still pretty wet, and it's crackling, so I know it's going to flake right off. But I tried it so you don't have to.
Perfect. I like what it left behind too, so it's kind of like a resist.
Yeah, almost, but it's very, very chalky. See, it'll wipe right off.
So what about the other page, the stencil page? Could you matte medium over that?
Yeah, that's what
Steel.
I think Cordelia was suggesting. And then I took this page here and I just laid the wet stencil down on it and just kind of left that little splatter pattern behind, which I'm okay with.
Yeah, I like it.
Anyway, that's all we have for today, friends. Somebody had enough coffee to need to be excused.
Thanks, Beth. Thanks, Regina.
Hope to see some of you tonight on Craft Roulette. I wasn't there last week. I just wasn't in a peoply mood. But I should be there tonight, and not as a guest, but as an audience participant. And I don't know what else am I supposed to be saying here, Dawne.
Are you on something tomorrow? Do you have are you part of MCA or anything with Lynn?
Yeah, tomorrow I have a video coming out from Kendra from her Pink and Main release. And then go back to exit solo. I meant to do that and I forgot to click it. And then the day after, I have a video coming out with Trinity stamps. And then the second, I have a video coming out with Trinity stamps. So those will be in my playlist. They're not on my channel.
Okay.
I'll make it work. You're right. And
Gotcha.
I think next week we might go ahead and start building our art journals, because I know there's some people waiting because we've been taking so long doing it. And look, here's the cool part about these. If you are uninspired and you've got something like this, just pick it up and mess with it for a while. You don't have to. You don't have to say I'm done ever.
Right. And that's kind of what I like about this. Same thing. Just kind of flipping through, and some things I change and some things I add or take away. So I don't know. I like it.
Gina, I just love you. All right, guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out and putting up with our craziness. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.